I'm going to call the Monday, November 17th, 2025 meeting of the Barnstable Community Preservation Committee to order. Please note that this meeting of the Community Preservation Committee is being recorded and broadcast on the Town of Barnstable's Government Access Channel. In accordance with Mass General Law, Chapter 38, Section 20, the chair must inquire whether anyone else is recording this meeting and to please make their presence known. Seeing none. Ellen, will you call the roll?
Tom Lee.
Present.
Deb Converse.
Here.
Catherine Garofoli.
Here.
Farley Lewis.
Here.
Barbara DiBiase.
I'm here.
Lindsay Council.
Here. So we're missing Terry, Stephen, and that's it, right?
Yep.
Well, hopefully they'll join us. Okay. First item on the agenda are the minutes. The first is the approval of the draft Community Preservation Committee annual hearing minutes from October 20th, 2025. I had one minor edit, spelling out into that, which I let Ellen know about. Any other changes or additions? Seeing none, I'll take a motion to approve.
So moved. Second.
Moved and seconded. Any further discussion on approving the annual hearing minutes? Seeing none, Ellen, would you call the roll?
Tom Lee.
Yes.
Deb Converse.
Yes.
Catherine Garofoli.
Yes.
Farley Lewis.
Abstain.
Oh, okay.
Here.
Yep. Barbara DiBiase.
Also abstain.
Okay. And Lindsay Council.
Yes. Okay.
Lindsay, before you go to the second one, can you introduce the new member, Barbara?
We didn't meet Barbara before?
We did a couple of months ago.
Oh, okay.
But we'll welcome her again.
Yeah. Thank you again.
Yes, and great to have a member of the Historic Committee available.
Yeah.
Commission, actually, the Historic Commission. Next, we'll move on to approval of the draft Community Preservation Committee regular meeting minutes from October 20th, 2025. Any changes or updates?
I make a motion we approve.
Second.
Moved and seconded to approve the meeting minutes from October 20th, 2025. Ellen, would you call the roll?
Tom Lee.
Yes.
Deb Converse.
Yes.
Catherine Garofoli.
Yes.
Farley Lewis.
Abstain.
Barbara DiBiase.
Abstain also.
Yeah. Lindsay Council.
Yes.
I'm in now too. Steve Robichaud's here.
Okay.
All right, Steve.
I vote yes.
Okay.
Very good. Thank you. Okay. Next item is letters of intent, and we have received none. So we'll move right on to applications. An application has been received from the Planning and Development Department for $4,200 in CPA open space and recreation funds for the purchase of 30 hiking trail signs to be placed at roadside trail approaches for Town of Barnstable conservation trails pending locational survey approvals. And we have someone here to speak to this.
Hi, Alice here from town.
Hi, Alice.
Hi, Alice.
How are you? Hi, everybody.
Very good. You can go right ahead and fill us in.
Okay, so we had a request from the Open Space Committee to install hiking signs at trail approaches for an awareness of our town amenities. So I took the liberty of staking out about 18 of these signs. We'd like to do 30 in total, and DPW will do the installation. The total cost for signs and labor to install is $4,200. And I think you all can see the screen now with Sarah. How do I scroll? There we go. She's doing it. So Andrew's property, you can see the stakes with the pink flag. These are all in the public right of way. Next one is Lumber Pond. This is a north and south, or east and west approach. Crocker Neck Trail, the south approach and the north approach. Where the arrow is the parking lot to each trail. The next would be Crocker Neck further down the road, the southern approach. And at Joshua's Pond, 2 signs, the west and east approach. And next it would be Santuit River, the southern approach and the northern approach. And Santuit Newton Road for Santuit Pond, the northeast approach. And next approach, Seaberry Farm, east and west, as you approach route or on 6A. And then the next is the Jenkins Bridge Creek Path, northwest approach and southeast approach. And then these are the remaining locations where placement of sign is yet to be determined, but I will be working on that through the winter.
Very good. Anything else on that, Alice?
Not at the moment. And
Very
the
good.
sign will be as it was in, it'll have the hiking man and it will say hiking trail. And it measures 24 by 32, I believe.
Okay.
Alice, is there an arrow on the sign pointing to the direction of the path?
No, I didn't want to do that because I wasn't sure, the confirmation of if the sign gets broken, pushed down through winter heaving, that could cause confusion. So I just wanted to mark here's a hiking trail coming.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Anyone else?
I have one. So
Sure,
Alice,
Pat.
this might not be a question for you, more so for Farley, who's on the Open Space Committee. But currently, for the signs that are being installed at the conservation areas, what is the status of the blazing of the trails, just to ensure that, like, once people get in there, based on your awesome sign, that they can safely get around?
Good question. So the blazing is always needing attention, because, and we don't really have anybody who's dedicated to doing that. So that's one issue. I think that, we can either take it into, try to do some of that ourselves as a committee, or we could ask for help. In the past, we had AmeriCorps take care of, some of it. So it is an ongoing issue because trees fall down and things get, scrambled around out there. So I specifically, Bridge Creek needs attention. So I'll bring it up in our next Open Space Committee meeting and see if we can come to some consensus as to what we should do with the ongoing issue of maintaining blazes and so forth on the properties.
Well, Farley, if you are interested in applying for AmeriCorps Cape Cod's help, I'm
Yes.
happy to assist you with
Oh, great.
an
Okay,
application.
good. All right. Okay, because they've really been excellent in the past doing work for us, and I really appreciate that. That'd be great. So I don't know what's the wait line right now to get in there.
Yeah, that's a great question. I'm not exactly sure. However, I think that like if an application could be submitted sooner rather than later, at least you could potentially get in the queue for spring.
For spring. Okay, which would be good. Okay, that's great. Okay, I will circle back on that for sure. Thank you.
Thank you, Catherine. That's a great suggestion. And if you look also in the open space plan, that's the draft open space plan, there was much discussion about trailheads, signage. This project takes it, one step further in the right direction. But
Definitely.
as Farley knows from her many miles on the trail blazing, trees grow, the blazes, the bark falls off, and they always need work.
Yeah.
Anyone else for questions for Alice? Anyone have a motion on this?
I'll make the motion that we accept this proposal for 4,000 whatever. I don't have it in front of me. Out of the environment. I'm sorry, I'm not thinking. That we accept this request.
It's been moved. Is there a second?
Second.
So it's been moved and seconded that the CPC approve the application from the Planning and Development Department for $4,200 in CPC open space and recreation funds for the purchase of 30 trail hiking signs to be placed at roadside locations. Any further discussion?
No.
Questions? Seeing none, Ellen, will you call the roll?
Conley,
Yes.
Deb Converse,
Yes.
Terry Duenas,
Yes.
Steve Robichaud,
Yes.
Catherine Garofoli,
Yes.
Farley Lewis,
Yes.
Barbara DiBiase,
Yes.
and Lindsay Council.
Terry's with us as well.
Yes.
Did you say him? Okay,
No,
I approve.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right,
Lindsay
that's
Council.
unanimous.
Okay, yep.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, folks. We'll
Thank
see you
you.
out.
You're
Great
very
job.
welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you very
Forward to
much.
seeing those.
Yep, thank you.
Okay, we received no correspondence, including no comments on the open space. I'm not on the open space. I'm sorry, from the annual
CPC.
meeting on the plan, the CPC plan. We've received no communications on that, which I thought we'd get something, but
Nope.
nothing. Any questions on any of the items so far? Seeing none, I can go right into project updates. Barnstable Land Trust Woodland Bog application for CPA open space funds was approved at the November 6th meeting of the town council. So that's a good one by the board. The Department of Public Works application for additional CPA open space and recreation funds for the Barnstable Playground was also approved at the November 6, 2025 Town Council public hearing. The Mill Pond Conservation Restriction application has been scheduled for a Town Council public hearing on November 20th. We also did receive feedback from the state on that, so the town attorneys will be looking that over, and we'll get that approved with the town council. Also on the docket for the town council is conservation restrictions for the Prince Ave and Haju properties. Hopefully we can get that at the late November meeting, which will leave us only one remaining outstanding restriction. And that is the, yes, that's the plan that was proposed for the Harju on Old Colony Road. Ellen has been working through the procurement system to get the approval for the funding for that, and is sending the purchase order back to the consultant. So hopefully we'll get that done over the winter. That probably will take a little while, but that is basically the last of the conservation restrictions. Once we get that plan, we'll be able to write the restriction, actually edit it. It's already been drafted, and include the proper bounds. We're still awaiting a date of a closing for the Smiths Creek Conservation Area, but that has been returned from the land court. They've provided all the documents they need, so that we're just waiting for the closing. And the closing for the Cotuit High Grounds Golf Course occurred, so the Barnstable Land Trust is now the owner of that property. We have not heard anything from the Oddfellows, and we will keep you appraised if we hear anything. They are probably trying to reestablish their nonprofit status. And we have had our consultant has submitted a final draft preservation restriction for the South Congregational Church. Once we get a hold of that, we'll forward it to the applicant for their approval, as well as our legal department. And we are hoping, we're anticipating work will be able to begin this spring on that. And we're still anticipating DPW applications for the Austral Recreation Comfort Station and the Centerville Recreation Ball Field for the December 15th meeting. So that's what I had for updates. Did I miss anything?
Nope.
From our list? I think that was it. We have received no comments on the draft CPC fiscal 2026 plan. And if you would like, we could approve that and move that forward. And I was wondering if anyone had any chance to look at the website and if there were any comments on that. Any discussion?
I haven't had a chance to look at it.
All right,
Yeah,
I have not delved in. I took a quick look, and I think there are some things, well, little tweaks, but I'm okay with the plan. I don't know. Why don't we look to approve that at the December meeting, at least the plan, then we'll be online for having our CPA requirements. The website can be an ongoing project.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Okay, Ellen, would you put that on the agenda for the
Yes.
CPC plan for the December meeting?
Yep.
And let's see. So we would put, we close comment on the CPC plan. Let's see. Do we need to set a date for that, Ellen, to close public comment?
You can, so the comments that we're looking for right now is only from CPC members, so you could close public comment. We haven't, it's been a whole month and we've gotten nothing. You know, we closed the public hearing. At the end of the public hearing, we left public comment open. We've left it open for a month. It's up to you if you think we need to give more time to the public. I don't think anything's more coming in.
Well, we do have coming this Wednesday an update on the open space plan.
All right.
And maybe I could make an announcement at that meeting that we still have comments on our 2026 plan for the committee, and then close it at the December meeting.
Okay.
Sounds good. Yeah.
Yep.
All right, that sound like a plan?
Mhm.
Yeah, I like it.
All right, so we'll do that. And then Howard, you want to meet remotely on the 15th again?
Sure.
That's agreeable with everyone?
Yeah.
Remote?
Sounds good.
No objection?
Lindsay,
No objection, yes.
I'm not going to be available on December 15th.
All right. Hope you're going someplace warm.
No, we're going to New York City, which is the first time that we've ever been during the holiday season.
Oh,
Oh,
you'll
that'll
love
be
it.
fun.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be fun.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, keep us posted, members. If you
Okay.
will be off for the holidays, I'll be here this year. I have taken off the last couple Decembers, but I'll be here for this one. Let's see, what else? Is there any comment from the public? Sarah, anybody waiting to be heard? No public comment.
Lindsay, I have a question.
Sure, go ahead.
It was on the some of the continuing projects. It was on the Centerville ball field. They have they made any definite plan on that ball field? Because they were doing things like turning the configuration of it around and doing different things. That's a shaky plan anyway. But
I didn't like that, Terry. I got to tell you, I thought it should just be a grass field. I don't know why Little League needs yet another field.
It does not. Yes,
it's this whole thing is very confusing. And they want to go.
Too small for a ball field.
Yeah, it's too small. I mean, it'd be a wiffle ball field, if anything.
Right.
And spending that kind of money, I thought just a grass field. But they made a big presentation at the public hearings for the overall playground, and that's what they wanted, and that's what the people wanted. So let them have it. But we are going to be seeing some of these other projects coming up, and that bathroom and basketball court in Osterville.
Yeah.
Some of these things we really need to take a close look at, because we will have requests coming forward. The Marston's Mills School project is probably going to be the next one we see. And judging at the cost of these things, Osterville was $2 million or down close to it. Marston's Mills will be at least that much. So
Sure.
We may want to look at really pushing the issue. And I know Steve's all over this too, of really coming forward with an issue, a comprehensive plan. And we still need to find something in Hyannis, and that's going to involve buying land, maybe even buying a property that needs to be undeveloped. And we would really need, I think, planning department help with that, to find a spot in Hyannis because they desperately need something there. So we're going to be coming up with this. This will be good stuff for us to begin the discussions this winter. Perhaps we could ask planning director. I know you were going to meet with them, Steve. Did you get any feedback from planning department on overall plan for playgrounds?
Yeah, I talked to the director a little bit, and I think that there's so many different ways to look at this. I think that if our group collectively wants to pursue this, then we've got to start kind of working on a few different angles. One of them is obviously we're going to need town council support. So, I was thinking of just making some general public comment to the town council, just kind of expressing what we've talked about. I am going to submit in writing comments for the meeting on Wednesday, the open space meeting, because if that concept of playgrounds and recreation could get into that plan, then that gives us some good backing to push it through and make it a priority. If you go to the town of Barnstable's website, under departments, there's community services, and that's what recreation falls under. So I think that involving that department, engaging them, I think is a good idea. So there's a lot of angles, and I think for me, I'm just going to start with some comment on Wednesday, and then maybe make some comment to town council. And as long as I think we keep bringing it up every meeting, hopefully we can get some momentum.
Sounds good.
So I have a question about,
Go ahead.
in anticipation of these possible other playgrounds coming in and things that we want to advocate for, does it have any play into how we make priorities and make decisions with the upcoming, like the comfort station, for instance? I mean, should we consider that against possible playgrounds in other areas?
Absolutely. I mean, I think, you know, initially was that playground was coming to be very expensive. I think we need a plan for comfort stations at all of these. Luke's Love,
Yeah, I agree.
and the ball field over there. Centerville has nothing. Osterville, great. Maybe they need one, but I think they could be standardized modular units. They don't have to be these Taj Mahals, stick built, you know, from the ground up.
Plastic built.
You know, I think you could drop a mod. I've looked online at these modular units. They're, you know, very nice, and I think they'd be easier to maintain. So I think we can interject our feelings on it to the full extent. You know, what we want to fund and what we don't want to fund. You know,
Okay.
we'll never get this done if it's going to be millions and millions of dollars just for the playground equipment. I think Osterville was overdone. It's overdone. I'd rather build a lot of playgrounds with the right amount of equipment as opposed to overbuilding one and trying to have it be the destination.
Yeah.
Like if you had 7 or 8 playgrounds in this town that were suitable, then the load gets spread out, and you have people, you know, who can't afford to travel all the way out to Osterville from Hyannis. They haven't got the time. They haven't got the, you know, the gumption to take kids in the car that far, but they could go to something nearby. This is why I think planning department could help us with some spreadsheets and mapping that would say, okay, well, we have potential locations, we have existing locations, and we have need areas. Where can we do it? Where can we fit it in? And then actively start, you know, pushing pins in the maps and coming up with strategies. And once we start identifying the numbers, because we know now it's probably going to be at least $1 million. So we've got, but I would be with ancillary items that come into these things, watering stations and fencing and these kinds of things, say $1.5 million. Well, you know, you got one that's needed in the mills at the school property. Having something nearby to Lowell Park and Katuitt, and not that little thing that they're leaving at the Memorial Park. So there's 2.
Right.
And Hathaway's Pond is a prime location. So that's 3. So that's $4.5 million right there. We're halfway to a bond.
Right.
And we know Hyannis needs, quote, something.
Yeah.
Community services, I've talked to the folks over there. They may want to do something right at the rink. So if we had those 4 locations, that'd be $6 million. 4 projects. We get started with that, and I think you'll see, you know, we could possibly, you know, that would possibly give us pretty darn good coverage without a specified project in Katuitt. So, you know, we just start identifying the sites. Hyannis is going to be the tough one, though. We got to find a piece of land.
Do we know if there's any town-owned land there?
There's plenty of town-owned land, but most of it's committed, and there's no town-owned land that I'm aware of that's vacant. You know, we have land available, but when you get too close to the shore, and I'm thinking of Veterans or Calmus, it's too exposed. As the woman at our annual meeting,
right?
It's too exposed. You need some trees. You need some protection. Unfortunately, you know, there's land around the Hyannis Elementary School, but that's tied up in school all day. So we need to look at Hyannis. There's a couple parking lots in Hyannis I'd love to see made into a park, but taking parking away from Hyannis would be that'd be a tough order. The previous planning director had suggested a small park right on the village green, but I think that would be probably not adequate enough. It might be a good temporary measure, but not really, you know, the size we need. Or maybe we do a series of smaller parks. Maybe you do three very small parks in Hyannis on land, as opposed to one giant one. But again, this is stuff really, I think we engage our planning department and get them motivated.
Okay.
Perhaps as part of another project, we could get some mitigation land given. You know, there are different alternatives.
Right.
You know, you could get some land from an existing housing project, allow greater density in one location and in return for some property in another. Something like that. So that might be a transfer of development rights.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Well,
Steve.
Lindsay, if I may, I certainly can engage Director Gupper. You know, I meet with him multiple times a month, so I will engage him on some sites and start looking at the map, see what's out there. But I agree with you that Hyannis is such an underserved area, and it has the densest population. So if we did multiple sites, you know, now you're potentially talking 4, 5, 6 playgrounds, and that's why a bond to me is so compelling, because if you do it that way and you package the designs and you use the same vendors, you're going to save the taxpayers money. Yeah, everybody knows that. Obviously, if you do all the designs and you put them out to bid, and the same contractor can do all the work, which a contractor would be thrilled to do that. You're going to get much tighter bids. You're going to get more production. Your money's going to go further. It's just common knowledge that that's how it's going to work. So you've mentioned the comfort stations. You know, if one firm designed one template comfort station that fit in every single location, think of the money savings just having that approach. So that's why the bond is so compelling to me. And, you know, I hate thinking about children in the town right now that, you know, by the time they're teenagers, the playground will finally go up and it's like, well, now they're not interested. It's like, what can we do now to help these families? And I think it would be a pretty wonderful legacy for us and our committee to get something like this moving.
I agree. All right, well, keep us posted and let the planning director know that we really could use their help.
Yeah.
Putting some pins in a map and getting this thing started, leading with the next one I think is going to be Marston's Mills. What the status really, what's it going to take to get that to the town council? You know, we have a new crew in town. Perhaps we can tap into some of the new energy to at least get on their radar for this type of project.
Sounds great.
Yeah.
Anyone else? Seeing none, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So move.
Second.
I'll second that. Ellen, would you call the roll?
Tom Lee,
Yes.
Deb Converse,
Yes.
Terry Duenas,
Yes.
Steve Robichaud,
Yes.
Catherine Garofoli,
Yes.
Farley Lewis,
Yes.
Barbara DiBiase,
Yes.
Lindsay Council.
Yes.
Great.
Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Happy
Thanks, everyone.
You
Yeah.
too.
See you all.